You're listening to the New Old Heads podcast, shot live every Tuesday at twitch.tv/newoldheads and released every Thursday at noon via bringingdowntheband.com. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. The entire crew is here, minus Red August, who is somewhere out in the world. He said he'll be back. My man Jay Moore, how are you, sir?
You know, kicking but not high, flapping but can't fly. You know how we get it.
Man, right to the game, right to the game. I appreciate you. My man Lonegevity, how are you, sir?
Doing okay, man. Thanks for asking.
All right.
That's all I got.
That's all you got for me?
Yeah, I can't.
All right.
I'm not super creative right now.
I'll take it. DJ Jay Diff, what's happening, man?
Salutations.
How's everything?
Everything is everything, man.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
I did it.
I did.
Looking like that.
No. Shout out to Eli Porter, man. If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say about that, bro. You know. All right, man. Shout out to the chat too. We see y'all in here. Shout out to the raid from DJ Harvey Den as well. We appreciate you, my East Coast fam. All right, man. Let's go ahead and jump into tonight's rundown. So Conway the Machine is very frustrated with New York's structure, DJ structure, the hierarchy, and old heads that are pretty much in the way. So he snapped on Funk Flex on a live, I believe it was a live that was recorded, screenshot. You know how they do that.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what he was saying was a lot of the older DJs in New York, they don't look for new artists in the New York area. But all they do is stay up underneath artists that come in from out of town. He mentioned Future as a reference. And anybody that's popular, that's who they play. He says that Funk Flex has always said he doesn't really rock with them, but none of the DJs in the area that are the OGs play Griselda's music. And he also mentioned that it's not like the South, it's not like Detroit, it's not like the West Coast where all those cultures and they support each other, which is very true, especially in the South. I don't know if it's necessarily like that in the West, but the South has always been that way. Pete Rock actually replied and said, "Get his foot off of New York radio. It's like they wanted real hip hop suppressed so that other music wins. All music wins, but to stifle real ones that are carrying the torch is a crime." So Funk Flex comes back in a long Funk Flex-esque post with mad crying, laughing emojis and a whole bunch of capital letters.
If
it's just
bombs,
like
they would have been on there too.
Thank you. But he's like, "Your man is by Rock Nation. You signed to Shady Records. You distribute it through Interscope. You and your team have had a feature from Jay-Z, Eminem, Lil Wayne, J. Cole, Jadakiss, Travis Scott, French Montana."
Knew it was
Thank
coming.
you. He's basically going down the list of all the advantages that they have, and he says you're a 40+ bars rapper. Sorry, lyricist that's had every resource possible. If you are not happy with your career as of today, with all them cosigns, I think you have peaked, my guy. This is what Flex says. So Flex is really getting into his character. What do y'all think about this, man? Because first of all, Griselda, I don't think they have records that people would necessarily want to play on the radio. But I'm more interested in the concept of people like Flex, I'll just say Envy or maybe Clue. Do these guys even still have that power that they're complaining about? Because he just gave you a list of all of the stuff that Conway's been able to take advantage of.
They might have some pull in New York, maybe. But my thing is there should be a point in time. It's kind of just like politics too,
right? Where
you have to let somebody else take the driver's seat and kind of, spearhead where this is going. But it surprises me that Westside Gunn is looking for radio play.
Conway,
my bad, is looking for radio play because they don't really make music for the radio.
What do you think about the? So you're saying, do you kind of agree with him with cause you talked about maybe moving over. Conway also mentioned.
Yeah, I'm with him.
You
on
with that?
Yeah,
because Conway also mentioned we need to start focusing on more people that are younger that have a pulse, that know the pulse, I should say, of the, the culture.
But there's a
what's popping in New York.
catch-22 with that too, because let's say they get somebody in there that so-called has this pulse,
Right.
and they play the exact opposite or like the exact opposite of what he's doing. But that still doesn't help him, because a lot of these younger cats don't really listen to Griselda like that. Griselda kind of appeals to the, I would say, 30 and up,
Easy.
probably hip hop crowd versus the young cats. Young cats is all listening to Dirk and Lil Baby, The Baby, them type of artists essentially.
I will say this though, when I see them performing at festivals and overseas, the crowd, when they pan and show the crowd, it's not what I thought it would look like. Now I've gone to Griselda shows and it fits what you said, but I've also seen crowds where it's full of kids that are like in their 20s jumping
you just
around.
hit the nail on the head. You went to a festival or seen it at a festival.
Could be the case.
So the lineup at a festival is vast.
True.
So they're not necessarily there to see Griselda or West Side Gun and Conway. They're in attendance to see whoever the headliner is.
The only thing I saw that was good point. And the only thing I saw that was different to that was a show when Benny was on his own tour. I think it was in Amsterdam. That crowd kind of looked like the festival crowd. I was shocked about that, but that's a fair point. Jay Moore, jump in, man. What you think about what Conway is saying, and more important, like, what do you think about what Pete Rock said in terms of the stifle comment?
I'll just be honest. Like, if you're a new and upcoming artist, or you're just an artist that's, out here doing whatever, because I wouldn't put anybody in Griselda as new and upcoming. Like, they are established in their own way.
100%.
Because it was very true. They do have that relationship with Rock Nation and, Shady Records,
Yep.
for whatever that's worth in 2022. But who cares that your music's not played by Funk Flex in 2022? You got to, Funk Flex is at least 50 years old.
50 plus.
And I'm not knocking, because, I'm closer to 50 than I am 40 at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm not knocking that. But why do you care what this dude who came up in a completely different era, like, at this point, he's an old school DJ trying to hold on and be relevant. It's still to me kind of, I'm like, is Flex still holding down the same spot he's been holding down for 20 years? They ain't made up a program director or
that I don't know.
Probably got some kind of stake in
or some, some sort of emeritus, whatever. But I mean, why are you looking to him, honestly, to be such a, somebody that carries so much weight in this culture in 2022? Now, maybe it's regional.
Right.
Like, if you're in New York and you're, it still means a lot more, but I remember when I was 18 and I'm 45 now, Funk Flex's name, like, I remember I would buy those 60 minutes of funk, tapes that were put out on Loud.
Yeah, those were big.
It was a big deal, but, like, I don't know if anybody even, my youngins, I talked to them about Funkmaster Flex. Like, even the name sounds like some
The tunnel
old
ain't
school
open no more.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you hear Funkmaster Flex and you talk to somebody who's trying to, sell records to somebody who's might be 25, even 30 years old, like, who cares? And Funkmaster Flex, he is established. He is an icon in the game. But you just have to understand it. Like, his stamp doesn't mean what it meant in 1995.
Yeah.
When... Or what it meant in 2005, So I mean, and I don't. What was it that Pete Rock said about?
Pete Rock said basically he's saying we got to get his foot off of New York radio. It's like they want real hip hop to be suppressed so that other music wins. All music wins, but to stifle the real ones that are carrying the torch is a crime.
Look, like I said, and for those of you who's been listening for a while, like, I come from radio and I understand what the dynamics of it are. It's not even really about art. It's about commerce. And, when you say one of you go to a restaurant,
get some scallops.
And lobster, some shrimp, whatever it is that you like to do.
If you ballin', you can get you some scallops.
Get you, a hamburger, some riblets. I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
I get tater tots.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, say a certain song is playing when you get out of the car on your local hip hop radio station.
Yeah.
When you get back into the car, basically it's programmed for that same song to be playing when you get back in the car.
Facts.
Like, if you're looking for art in commercial radio, then I'm sorry. I don't know what you've been thinking about this entire time. Like, I remember when, because I got my first job in radio when I was still in college. And I remember I would talk to like my classmates. They'd be like, man, I just love music. You know, that's why I want to get into radio. And even at that time, if you get into radio because you love music, it'll break your heart.
Every single time.
You know what I'm saying? You have to get into radio. And this is for anybody who might have an internship right now or has dreams of being the next mix show guy or getting on and thinking that your DJ skill is going to change the world. I'm sorry, it's not. You will get there and they will have a list of songs that are approved for you to play. If you move outside of that, you will if it's the weekend, you'll never be one of those mix show weekends where they get people to come in and submit mixes. If you go outside that format, you'll never be invited back again. And or if you're on the air and you decide you're going to be like, yo, I heard the greatest hip hop song I've ever heard in my entire life, and I'm going to play that, you will be immediately fired. Do not think that this is about art at all.
Business.
This is about business.
WWE.
This is about selling commercials. You know, this is about getting to the next stop set. So all I'm telling you, and the thing is, I learned this, oh gosh, this has to be almost 25 years ago. And the fact that we're still having these same conversations, maybe it just needs to be said again for another generation. West Side Gun, not West Side Gun, but Conway, I love you as an artist. I think you're dope, but you gotta, if you worried about getting on the radio, Funkmaster Flex is beholden to the same shareholders and people who need to sell commercial space as every other DJ. So if you think it's about your art and you being dope, it just doesn't work like that. And you need to stop thinking about Funkmaster. He is not holding you back. You are going to do your thing regardless.
Here's where I agree with Conway, though. This is the part that I did agree, and then, Lone, I'm coming to you. I like that he said these guys or whoever, we'll just call it the older guard or whatever. The point that he hit on when he said you guys aren't actively looking for new talent here, speaking about New York. I actually agree with that. I don't know if these guys are really beating the streets to find.
But what's Flex gonna do?
I'm not saying Flex is the golden goose. No. I'm just saying I don't know.
You're prohibited from doing that.
Yeah, nobody does that.
You're prohibited. It's not like
we literally just had this conversation before we started about local artists.
Oh yeah,
wanting their songs to be on the radio. It just doesn't work like that unless there's a specific time frame where they're getting played, and that still doesn't necessarily benefit that artist.
I don't even know if it's maybe it's not necessarily about as it relates to the new artists in their area. Maybe it's not about radio play as much as it's about just giving artists that are local artists in New York some type of look.
The problem is people still hold New York at that same standard that they held them to in the 80s and 90s, where New York was the mecca for this thing we call hip hop.
Yeah, that's gone.
It has since evolved, and a large percentage of the artists don't live in New York now.
Yep.
So those artists that are in New York are now in the same places that a lot of us were living around the country, as far as trying to get on, and I mean, it's still going on here in Indianapolis, Indiana.
True.
We never really got that fair shake in the hip hop scene other than 𝐀𝐄𝐃, and he's just making plays elsewhere. He didn't start making plays here.
Right.
So that's, I think, where he's coming from, him being from Buffalo and him being in that same mind state that he might have been back in the 90s. He's still looking at them for validation when he doesn't need it. He already has all the validation he needs to be.
Funk Flex listed the stuff that's helped him.
But this is the thing.
To his point. Hold on real quick, Jay. I haven't heard from you yet. What do you think about just the overall the conversation? I know you've heard everybody speak.
I don't have anything to contribute because you guys have said stuff.
Oh, we covered it?
Yeah, I mean, like, you're gonna have to ask me something specific because, like, all right.
You and me we find something different.
No, I mean,
there's layers to it now. We can go layers.
No, I mean, all right. So I feel like multiple things can be true at the same time. So yeah, okay. Flex can be a gatekeeper, right? Which he is. But to Jay's point, everything Jay was saying is true. Everything Terry was saying was true. I mean, it's like, yes, Flex is a gatekeeper. He has this like prestigious type of role. He's this person in the hip hop community. He's got this radio show. He has this the bars thing that he has videos for when he brings people up,
freestyles,
and the freestyles and all that stuff. And he's a clown.
Definitely.
We all know this, but sorry, he is.
Oh yeah, he's one of the most corny legends ever. He's a legend.
You know, like what do you want from him? You know, that's the other thing that I think, like as somebody that has had a platform, like Terry and I ran a hip hop platform for a very long time, and there's only so much that you can do sometimes too. And even when we ran a blog, like we can't sign you. We can't like we can help people. We can help people the best that we can. And I think we did a good job at that for what we could do. But you know, Flex at the end of the day, to Jay's point, he's a part of a system that's bigger than him.
Right.
Unless you're asking Flex to go out and start something separate with his name and do something for you or your type of artist that you want, like I feel like the anger is misguided and it's just kind of directed in the wrong way.
Yeah. Like I said before, the tunnel has been long gone.
It's true.
That and I'll tell you, this is every artist. Look, I'm looking right at the camera, which is something you shouldn't do.
There you go.
But
there you
artists, anybody who's an artist out there, having your song played a couple times on the radio means absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing. You know, this isn't the day where, okay, like we've all seen like the music biopics where they're like, hey, you guys, your song is playing on the radio. And then all of a sudden their life changes.
It's over.
It doesn't mean anything anymore. It doesn't mean anything if your song comes on in the club once.
Right.
And to be honest,
you guys are looking for the magic bullet for these things to turn you into an overnight success. Even the people who look like overnight successes aren't overnight successes.
Right.
I think
it doesn't work like that anymore.
The misguided part, I believe you said, Lone. Well, actually, everybody. One thing I did notice is with Conway, he was like, we're here. We already made it. We're here. But and then he started talking about Flex and all that. So
is he talking about it from an angle of like Flex could have helped us get here faster?
I think what really triggered this was Flex has consistently been like, Griselda is not who they say they are as it relates to the old guard, the stuff that Pete Rock was talking about. Like he even put on one of his comments on IG, you're nowhere near the locks. You know what I'm saying? Like he was. These are the things that Flex has always consistently said.
The locks have been around since 1990. Like you're talking about a group that's 25 years in the game.
But Griselda is looked at as the guys that have taken the flag for that, right? So if the OGs, the guys that are in the 50s or whatever, even just don't rock with them, don't play the records or have anything negative to say, you know, it might be just the mentality. We grew up on y'all. We want y'all to be able to rock with us, and you're in New York. Like the New York thing is where he's really coming from. Like we're from New York. You guys are big guys in New York. What's up? That's the way I read it. That's the way I understand it from watching the video.
That's cool, but I'll be like just to what Terry said. I'm not trying to. I know this is going to be inflammatory, but who cares about New York at this point? New York. Go and look at a playlist from Power or Hot 97. It's more music on there from other regions than it is from. It used to be New York was its own, like it was insulated from everything else. You'd see it was in their top 20. It didn't match the top 20 anywhere else in the rest of this country. Yeah. And now, you know, because once again, you know, Power is owned by Clear Channel. I'm sorry, iHeart. I'm old school like that.
That's all right.
When I worked for them, they were Clear Channel. And you know, Hot 97 is owned by Emmis. Emmis is based out of Indianapolis.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So do you honestly think that really is the sound of New York or the sound of the culture?
Not at all.
You know, when the headquarters is on Monument Circle in Indianapolis, Indiana. Yeah. And this is not to knock them. This, once again, this is a corporation. This is what they do. But at this point, you know, it used to be if your playlist in St. Louis and Memphis, LA, New York would be completely different. Now everybody plays the same Megan Thee Stallion song. They play the same Yo Gotti's, the same, you know, Drake songs. And if you're looking for something different, just because you're trying to, we want to be bigger in New York. New York is just any other local market. And it does not, it used to be, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. No, if you can make it anywhere, you can make it in New York.
Exactly. Shout out to, I'm sorry, go ahead, Long.
Yeah, and I'm going to comment on it.
You see it?
Yeah, shouts to Mika.
Meek Dog 76.
Shouts to Meek Dog. Yeah, someone can play local music on here and it'll have a broader reach. So this stuff these are good comments. So the thing is that it's not that radio can't reach more people. It still reaches more people in general. It's just the fact that it's a rigged system and you can't win.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you can't get on it. So it's like kind of two separate different conversations here. It's like, I say don't pay attention to radio because it doesn't matter. It's a wasted amount of energy. Like if you're already big, radio is going to help you.
True.
It's just like the major label system. If you're already like, talk to Russ, like everybody thinks Russ is super independent, but there was a point when Russ went and signed a deal because he helped him reach another level.
Facts.
But most people aren't on that level to where they're going to get the consistency out of what radio does to help them. She also said, like, what if y'all played nap artists at a certain night and interviewed them? Like, we've done that. Like it
They actually do it on this radio station on Saturdays, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Fridays
Saturday?
nights or Saturday
Friday
nights?
I don't
It used to be. Was it Saturday nights?
Hot 96 used to do a whole bunch of stuff like that.
Well, they
too.
actually do it on here.
Yeah, I think it's on
what's the
Saturday.
DJ,
I think it's on Saturday nights.
Naptown Night, Nicey does it, I believe.
Oh, you talking about on WQRT?
Yeah, I think it's on Saturdays. Don't quote me, but I believe it's on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are good comments though. We appreciate
Look,
you. Those
I
are
mean,
good
just
comments.
think about anybody we think, just came up and like, what's her name? GloRilla just got signed by Yo Gotti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how, like, she had already in her own way that had to be a finished project that was already a hit.
Yeah.
For, there's nobody that just believed in her so much.
There's no time.
already
Like, that's
popping.
why you don't see, like, you talk about how there are no singing groups anymore.
Right.
It's because, like, you would have to be Jodeci with Forever My Lady already finished.
Already on the
Nobody's
table.
working with artists and building
Yeah.
talent and
Nobody,
A&R and all that
I'm
other stuff.
just telling you, if you're an artist out there and if you're hoping somebody believes in your talent, that they're going to throw $2 million behind you,
Right.
those days are long gone. That's
They're
never
gone.
Tracy, like someone like Tracy Chapman, who was basically discovered in a coffee house. That will never happen
Nope.
again.
But if
Drew
you're
Hill
po-
wasn't jumping up and down because they wanted to on their own recognizance.
Yeah.
Their record label made them do that.
look here, man. If you polished and you can verify the views, somebody will take a
And
look
you know
at
what? Sometimes, it does take a little bit longer. Q-Tip took Megan Thee Stallion to every record company in New York. They're like, her social media is not popping.
See?
And then like now it's 3 years later.
And
or
now
4
look,
or whatever. And like now she got.
Well, the baseball dude signed her first.
Yeah. And then it's been like everybody else has been trying to
don't
claim
she
her
got
since.
that meal?
But
Jay
they literally took her to Def Jam. Def Jam was like, we don't see it.
Don't she got that meal or sauce or something?
Yeah, she
Did
got
y'all buy that?
Yeah, the branding deal
Dottie
with
sauce?
Popeyes. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all cop?
Nah,
No.
you tried it though.
I ain't tried, man.
You sip on it every night.
Stop,
All right.
long.
hmm
All right, man. That's good.
The one more thing I'll say
Yes,
is
sir.
just based upon like reach and everything is because like another comment was about Twitch and connecting on Twitch.
Yes.
Like these platforms are great. And I feel like the overall sentiment is try other things because other things besides radio will work. And that's true. Twitch specifically has horrible discoverability. It is one of the worst apps for being able to discover new stuff on. That's why we only have the people that know about us that typically pop in here.
And we appreciate y'all.
And we bring people, we bring everybody here.
Yeah.
It's very rare, unless we get raided or something like that, where we get new people in here. But yes, use like TikTok, use all these other apps, do everything. And when radio comes, radio will come or
Yeah.
it won't.
I haven't listened to the radio in
It's been 30 years for me.
I don't listen to the radio.
Glorilla was popping on
Since I was in like
YouTube
third grade.
before, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She did anything else.
I mean, they go verify the numbers. It's like what you talked about with going to the labels. Well, as social media isn't. If you
You-
can,
you
if you
gotta
can
have the
provide the
views to back
numbers
it
and the
up.
views and everything to back it up, that pushes you to the front of the list. And the polish necessarily, to me, the numbers and the views outweigh the polish. Like if you got 4 million
Definitely.
views, they don't care about this part. You got 4
Nah.
million views and somebody's liking it.
It's all
you
it's
see what I'm
Because
saying?
everything is so fast now. Like we've talked about this before. I remember Jay mentioning artist development. That
Mhm.
doesn't happen anymore.
At all.
If your irons are already hot, they pick you up right now. They're not about to put any more time into what you got going on. They're gonna run with what you got going right this minute and
Facts.
see what happens. Same thing happened with Bobby Shmurda. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he got locked up, his record label didn't do anything else for him
Yeah.
because they had already signed him to that deal, made that money. At that point, they were essentially done with him.
Now he independent, complaining about beats and trying to find another one.
Well,
Well, just think about it like this. I think pretty sure everybody who's watching us knows who Run the Jewels are.
Oh yeah.
They have never had one song played on the radio.
Never.
Okay.
They pack stadiums.
I don't even know if
Stadiums
Killer Mike had anything
everywhere.
other than when he's featured on Outkast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's off of Adidas. Maybe that was his only real commercial.
Or a
Well,
whole world.
Whole world.
but that that's an Outkast song.
He was on that record with Jay too.
Poppin' Tags.
Yeah, Poppin'
But
Tags.
as far as like here's Run the Jewels, they can pack out any venue,
Yeah.
and they are not supported by radio in any way, shape, or form. So here it is. Like, I think a lot of artists, you got to get radio. It's nice. I mean, it's be cool if your family can listen to you, in their car. But there are too many artists out here who are creating incredible lives for themselves, and they don't care. But they don't even make clean
Nas
records.
is one of them. Nas made it this far with maybe 5 radio hits.
Maybe.
Big hits. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
the next time I listen to the radio, if one of the homies get on the radio, I'm gonna turn the radio on. Other than that,
But once
I don't
again,
care
there are
about the
people
radio.
who are on the radio. They get paid every 45 minutes,
Yeah.
and they can't even do a club date.
All right, man. Let's jump. That's a good conversation. That actually could keep going, but I want to get into this next topic. I know we on a schedule here. Now we have a list history. We starting to do more lists, and a lot of them have been trash. But I found a good one. I think this is a good one.
All right, we'll
I
see.
think this is a good one. So this is on shout out to Complex. Even though they ain't paying us, I gotta cite my sources. It says how Ye changed music, right? So this website is, whoever made this is dope, by the way. Now there's 6 categories, and they have almost like a family tree type vibe as it breaks down how he impacted music for a certain style. So I want to click on these and see what you guys think, because I think I found a good list. So the first one I see is College Dropout, Late Registration, Chipmunk Soul, talking about the soul samples. It says when Kanye rapped from the
Sped up
soul samples. Thank you. Perspective of a fan who missed the chopped up. When he talked about, I missed the old Kanye. That's what we know him from when he first came out. So it's talking about the importance, and I'm one of the people that was influenced by this. I remember when Kanye came out, and this definitely was a real thing. And if you take a look at the people they have underneath it, it's J. Cole, Drake, and Chance the Rapper, who fall under the. See, you're already squinting. Do you like that? How they have it set up, the Chipmunk Soul sample? Because I think that is huge in terms of his impact. Because I'm one of those
as
people.
far as the influencers,
Right?
or influencees,
Yeah.
so to speak.
You see how they got it broken down?
Yeah.
I mean, Drake does do that. Drake's got a lot, especially early Drake. Takeover. I mean, what's the mixtape?
Comeback season.
Comeback season. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused with Takeover. I'm not mad at this because he got it from RZA.
I would actually go out on a limb and say that the whole Sped Up Soul sample influenced way more than just those 3. That actually influenced the whole segment in music.
I fall under that tree. I just think
because that was what 2003.
What you say, early 2000s when that
it's like 2000 to 2005 ish.
because he and
Or
just
even before that, because he was doing it for Jay-Z,
he and Just Blaze on Blueprint,
which was in 2001.
right.
So I would say
That Rockefeller wave.
that sped up soul sample probably influenced at least 5 years worth of music.
Yeah.
That's actually a good. I like that.
I
Yeah.
would say the overall sound of music, but when I think about saying J. Cole and Chance the Rapper, I think about their biggest looks.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't hear that.
I don't read. That's
I mean,
that's the reason why I kind of those 3 that they picked
Yeah.
is kind of
Weird.
yeah.
Because when I think of Chance, I think of like Juke and gospel.
We agree on
mixture,
the, we agree on the
like-
influence though. The power of the influence.
Yeah,
For this-
Chance
for
wasn't even
Chance?
out.
No,
Then.
I'm talking about as they relates to what
J.
they
Cole
picked for
didn't come
Kanye.
out until what
Yeah.
07?
I would
Yeah.
say maybe influence not so much as the sound of the music, but maybe the content. The whole everyday guy rap. You know what I'm saying? Like to the point where like crime was not a prerequisite to being a top tier MC.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Let's try this one in. It says the new gospel. Life of Pablo, Jesus is King, Donda. And it says Kanye has always made his relationship with God clear through his music, but when he announced his decision to abandon secular music in 2019, his dedication to gospel music rose to new heights. So they start talking about this new wave, this recent wave. It goes to 𝗏𝗲 Kendrick Lamar, and Chance the Rapper. Now, he talks about, they mentioned Ultralight Beam, records like that.
I can see Chance the Rapper definitely.
But Chance
on
was
that one.
before.
There it is.
Chance was before Kanye was doing this.
Kendrick.
Chance was
before
actually
that.
the influence behind.
There
some
it
of
is.
That's what I mean. Like, so that doesn't even make sense because Chance was doing this before Kanye was doing this.
That. Yeah, that's true.
And I'll take it.
Good call, Lon.
I'll take it in a whole nother direction. You know, the whole, I mean, maybe Christian side of it, but you got to remember if you go back to hip hop like I do, you know, the 5%er, you know, the whole Muslim influence in hip hop, especially, you know, between like say 88, 91, it was like, you know, and the thing is, I'm not a Muslim, but I kind of missed that influence that it had on the music because it was more positive. And, you know, you had to have a message, even if you was a dance artist, you know what I'm saying? You had to walk with a little bit of level of consciousness and being able to, you know, give something to the people other than just junk food. So, I don't know.
It says
these first two categories, I'm not sure.
It says as Jay collaborates with
with it.
rappers like 𝗏𝗲 and Playboi Carti, Lil Baby, and more, his new gospel era is marked by his ability to seamlessly blend religious themes with on-trend sensibilities of contemporary rap.
Good Kid, Mad City is that's a whole gospel theme. Well, not gospel,
not
maybe,
gospel, but
it's a whole
I see where you're
spiritual
going.
theme. Like it's basically a story told. Come on now.
He says,
and that was before Kanye
that
was on this
before Life
wave.
of Pablo.
So
this current iteration of Ye.
Now he did have Jesus Walks.
Yeah,
a long time ago.
Yeah, he had that one
But
song.
that's one song.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So no. Don't try to give not Kendrick. Come on.
And
now.
besides, Jesus did walk. So
On water.
What? Thank you.
I seen it.
How about this one? Industrial.
I was there.
How about this one? Industrial rock rap. Jesus.
oh my
Christ.
God.
Today,
Shop
hear
Boys
me out.
had
Hear me
Party
out.
Like a Rock
Hold on,
Star.
hear me out. Hear
Like,
me out. The day Yeezus dropped, people didn't know what in the hell to think about it. The album's abrasive industrial rock aesthetic was a dramatic departure from the expensive sounds of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and Watch the Throne.
they're propping up Kanye West as the only person that can influence anything with this list. And
Kanye was
it's
tired.
absurd.
Kanye was tired of being a perfectionist, so he rubbed dirt on his own canvas and dared to challenge his fans.
This
Guy
is
needs
the
to
worst.
remove
Maybe he
Kanye
thought he
West.
was challenging himself, honestly, with the Yeezus album.
Because we have a
But I wouldn't call
known
it.
Kanye fan.
I
here.
would not call the Yeezus album an industrial rock rap. He had 3 songs that were kind of on that wave. It was Black Skinhead, I Am a God, and it might have been one other song on there.
New Slaves.
Nah, I wouldn't.
New Slaves, I wouldn't even say was like rock rap though.
Kind of, but not. I'm with
I don't know, I
Terry on
barely
that.
listen to that album.
Yeah, that album is terrible.
What
It
about
was-
the Beastie Boys? Do they exist? I don't know.
Hey, listen, the artwork on this website is dope.
I mean, rock rap. And then,
I can't wait for the comments to be like the white dude would bring up the Beastie Boys.
Of course,
but
they got
do
pla-
your history.
Yeah.
they got
Nah, for
Playboy
real.
Carti,
But
Trippie
hell,
Redd, and
take
Lil
it back
Uzi Vert.
further than that. Like the whole,
It's Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin did all
It's
those.
Rick Rubin.
You know, when Rick Rubin did those Beastie Boy album, he was basically doing Run DMC albums for the Beastie Boys.
But check
Yes.
the-
and
check-
99 Problems is rock rap,
Exactly.
I guess.
Yeah.
Exactly.
At least give credit to stuff that we liked.
Check the
Right.
family tree though. Playboy Carti, Trippie Redd, Lil
Man,
Uzi
no.
Vert.
I'm not
Those
checking
are
for no
they are
Trippie
okay.
Redd.
So they are more influenced
Hold on, say this again.
by
I didn't catch what you said.
Playboy Carti, Trippie Redd, Lil Uzi Vert.
What
those-
about
they're-
what?
They're on like the
To the
family
rock
tree
rap.
for this.
They're more influenced to me by alternative, grunge era type stuff, and they're some of the spearhead artists that want to claim that I'm not a rapper.
They definitely
That's what
say
I
that.
look at them
I'm a
as.
rock
What's he
star.
saying that he influenced for them?
The rock.
The rock, industrial rock part, like they fall under
Oh,
that
I
tree.
see.
Yeah, it's like there's 6 categories that he's
guess.
influenced, and they have people that the people that they've
Yeah,
selected.
his first
that
3 are pretty shaky.
speak to
Yeah.
that. We shady so far.
I'm surprised they didn't put a old boy from Chicago on there that passed away.
Bump J? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
He's alive.
Yeah, he's alive.
yeah.
Um,
the kind of same dude on that same wave as Trippie Redd and them.
Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD, yeah.
Juice WRLD from Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh, you're gonna love
they're
this
more
one.
alternative style to me rather than like just straight up rock though.
Now this one right here, I 100% agree with. I've actually said it before.
Let's see.
I didn't title it though. Introspective auto-tune. Excuse me, and they have 808s and Heartbreak.
Who are the people who are supposedly influenced by
This
that?
guy is filleting Kanye West right now.
I agree.
He's tickling gonads.
Before 808s and Heartbreak, auto-tune was primarily used in hip-hop for high-energy club tracks like T-Pain's I'm in Love.
That's high energy.
And Buy You a Drink. T-Pain the T-Pain effect ultimately influenced countless songs during that era, like Lil Wayne's Lollipop, but in 2008. Kanye used auto-tune in a whole new way on his fourth studio album, 808s and Heartbreaks.
I agree
with this.
I would more say synth wave than auto-tune.
This album really changed. And now, you know me, I'm here when it comes to Kanye. I'm here if he's dope, and if he do something stupid, I'm gonna say it. But the 808s and Heartbreak wave, I think, is a real thing.
Definitely influenced Drake.
100%. They got Drake, The Weeknd, and Future down
I agree
here.
with that portion.
See?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, I'll give him that.
I think they nailed this one.
My only thing is that I feel like calling him the auto-tune portion of it, I feel like if just by the name, like say Kanye took this to that level, like no, that's T-Pain.
Yeah, the way they're trying to title it introspective
auto-tune. Because T-Pain's auto-tune wasn't necessarily introspective.
He just
Kanye's
it was a production. It was a production behind it on 808s and Heartbreak. It was a synth wave.
It was a wave.
It was him
What is
kind of
introspection?
sing-songy.
Not I'm in love with a stripper.
Pretty much trying to
Oh, that's high energy.
Yeah, pretty much trying to put Ye in a position where he's eating Grey Poupon and T-Pain's eating French's yellow mustard.
That's what I mean. Like I feel like it's. I don't know. I don't like the positioning.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
Why, is it gonna get worse?
Electronic arena rap.
Jesus
Graduation.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
How do you? And Graduation is my screensaver.
So is.
Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
I love that
That's one of my
record.
favorite albums ever. But that is not an electronic album at all.
Follow me. By 2005, Kanye was taking the next step in his music career by stylistically and commercially. College dropout and late registration had brought him to a fandom that pushed past mid-sized venues. And as he affirmed on Graduation standout Big Brother, he was now stadium status. And they have
Electronic arena rap.
So they have Childish Gambino, Wale, Danny Brown, and Doja Cat.
He's just
Man.
throwing names.
Is he
at this point. Like, it's
It's just word salad.
Fire,
You're just
fire.
picking names.
Man.
So if I was to keep a scorecard, the only thing y'all vouching for as a team is introspective in the 808s, right? They introspective.
Introspective and the sample stuff.
I'll vouch for
And
him
the
on the
samples.
sped up samples.
Those two, I agree. All right, the last one is
Everything else is a reach.
high end luxury rap.
What
I
about
also forgot about Rick Ross.
Like
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and Watch the Throne are the reference
I
points.
mean, Rick Ross's record label was literally called Maybach Music.
Kanye helped push rap into a new tax bracket in the early 2010s as he made My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and Watch the Throne. These albums help influence how rappers flexed about their wealth while carrying out a new soundscape filled with expensive sounding production.
what's the
Did he
writer's
miss the
name?
whole Bad Boy era?
Did he miss the whole?
Did he miss the whole Rockefeller era?
Yeah.
This is getting. Is this the last one? Because
This is the
needs to
last-
Stop.
Let's start looking up who these.
Who's the writer, man?
Writers.
Who's the writer?
I'm gonna
What's his
find
name?
it for y'all.
Who's this casual?
I want to see his face.
All right, here we go. Written by Jordan Rose, Jessica McKinney,
Put them in your
Andre
search
G,
engine. Put
and
all
Eric
of them in your search engine.
Skelton.
Go ahead and copy
All
all
these
that.
people,
Put
like-
it in your
Copy all
search
this in.
engine.
We're
Let me
gonna
see if I
look
can
them up.
Climb
This is-
mountains
Oh,
and
it
play
won't let me
electric
copy.
guitar.
It won't let me copy, Terry. It won't let me
Well, go
copy.
ahead and just type it. Type something because
Expose
this
them.
is- man, I'm a
Expose
Ye
them.
fan, and it's almost like they just.
I mean, they had two
doing
good
too
ones,
much.
y'all.
They doing too much.
They had
Way
two
too
good
much.
ones, y'all. They had two good
And the
ones.
artists that they're connecting the dots to him to are not.
All right, let's look.
Luxury rap started in 2010.
Jordan Rose,
Get
we
out of
see
here.
you. Jordan Rose.
Like give Rick Ross his credit.
Yeah, straight
That's
up.
his lane times 10.
Like,
Yeah.
give him his credit. Give
Come on,
man,
when did
give
Triller
Chance-
come out? Come on now. It
People
was
been
before
rapping about
2010, you
luxury
believe that.
stuff. I mean, Slick Rick.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, these guys are staff writers.
Come on,
The
man.
young ladies are staff writers.
For?
Complex.
Oh, well, that
This is a
doesn't really
complex.
mean much.
I mean, listen, man. I thought they nailed it on the Chipmunk and the introspective.
But those are obvious. It's like everybody that has listened to hip hop knows that Kanye
I'm
was
sorry.
a part of that, and everybody knows about 808s and heartbreaks.
So
Everybody knows that he did gospel-y type stuff, and he's been trying to do it, but it's not like this music is brand new.
I don't hear any Kanye and Childish Gambino.
now that I agree with, unless I'm missing something, I don't see it.
I hear more Drake and Childish Gambino.
Yeah, from 808s,
Yeah.
at least even.
So is it fair to say that this list is going to get a trash rating?
I'm so tired of lists, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I thought this one was pretty cool.
Did you?
I did. I thought they was on it, especially when I read the
Them
one about
artists
808s.
though that they're grouping with,
I
yeah,
need y'all to
are
comment
way
about
off.
this.
Yeah, we need.
list.
Yeah, these usually get good comments. Yeah, we need to comment about this list, man.
I don't understand it.
Good conversation, though.
It's like setting it's like a setup too. It's like setting him up to be,
they
Like
definitely
he
propped him
invented,
up.
like he pretty much like he invented all these pockets in rap.
well, and he didn't.
No.
So it's,
They definitely propped him up. I'm with y'all on that. They definitely gave. I almost want to say gassed. They
I mean,
definitely
2
gassed
Chainz
him
been
up.
rapping about 2 Chainz even when he was still a boy.
no, that's true.
He's not lying.
All right,
Those are
man.
facts.
Let's go ahead and go to
That's for the
let's start the
partners.
partners.
Thanks to our partners. Dr. Coleman of Coleman Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Printfinity is a screen printing shop based in Indianapolis, owned and operated by our own DJ Jay Diff. Our good friends at Indie CD and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. And the best way to support the New Old Heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as $3 a month. All details on newoldheads.com.
All right, we are back. Shout out to our partners as always.
Yep.
Chat. I see you. I see you. It's a new trend. I'm telling you. I'm seeing that everywhere.
I don't even know what that is.
We'll have to show you on the post show.
Little Ursher.
Little Ursher, man,
Oh,
from the debacle.
No, that
No,
was
there
a part
was
of
Oh
not
no,
a
no, no! It went
debacle.
from.
No,
I'm
this
sorry,
is
the
the-
debacle.
this
We
is
talked about that
The
earlier. This is
blasphemy
Tiny Desk.
that
This
you
is-
let leave your lips.
You're
Yeah,
right.
this is
no
the
disrespect,
correction to
Yeah.
This is the correction to the
foolishness.
debacle.
Luckily, it's
Yes.
had put balance to the force.
Yes, I agree.
I really wish I had Donald Sterling queued up right now.
That's we usually use old Donnie in the post show. All right, man. So Rolling Stone, we've talked about Rolling Stone multiple
Here we
times,
go.
Unfortunately,
but this is not a list, Jay Moore. This is not a
It's
list.
the band.
It's not the band.
I'd rather talk about the band.
The band is better than
let's talk about Mick
website.
Jagger.
Yeah.
not the Mick Jagger.
Just hijack the entire segment.
Yeah. Pops used to dance like Mick
He
Jagger.
sure did. All right, so
That
Rolling,
paper.
Rolling Stone has announced that they're shooting a documentary series and a podcast exploring Young Thug and YSL's RICO charge case. And this is going to start now without any type of court date set up. They're going to start getting footage. It says the Rolling Stone documentary about Young Thug will be co-produced with Jigsaw Productions. It aims to document the criminal case in real time as well as delve into the rapper's history and founding of the label. All this will be going on without anything in stone. It says we're thrilled to partner with our talented team at
Bet you
Jigsaw
are.
to tell the ambitious and important story about one of the most compelling and controversial music scenes of the moment, as Rolling Stone. Why don't you like it, Jay Diff? Talk to me.
I mean, when did they officially get charged? What,
This
2
was
months
what,
ago?
2 or 3 months
They
ago?
have not seen their day in court
Nope.
officially for this trial. It's pretty much jumping the gun, and it's a cash grab
Definitely.
for this is the type of stuff that people do on like I said, a cash grab just to try to get some attention to you and the powers that be, that I'm sure that Young Thug or Gunna or none of them are gonna make any money off of this. This is just something to, I don't know, make the people that want to be nosy about it
It does
see
sound
the
nosy.
results in real time. I mean, because they're seeing the same thing we're seeing.
Right.
So how are you gonna make a documentary about that?
And a podcast long? A documentary and a podcast.
Look, there's already so much noise. So, I mean, you know where I stand on this. I do not care. But
I know.
I don't know. Maybe it'll be some cool. So, you know, like, it's like, I don't know if we've talked about this on the show, but have you guys seen like these long docu-series now that show up on Netflix and they're like eight episodes long, but they could have been one episode?
Yeah.
And they
They're
just
like, yeah, the
drag
killer
it
was in the
out.
bushes. Yeah,
It's like you could have just said that and we could have moved on. You know, I don't need a 9-part series on.
Drawing all out.
So
and stuff.
unless it's like super, you know, like they can really kind of showcase into
That's what I was
the
going to.
situation of like what they're going through and really kind of showcase a lot of the background history of like what RICO charges are.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think it can be turned into some form of decent content?
No.
From Rolling Stone,
That's why I'm asking.
based upon their lists.
Right.
No,
based upon
absolutely
have they
no.
ever created
Like,
anything like this before? What
Nah.
what do they track? What is their track record?
if you're saying
Right.
somebody like Vice, I would say maybe.
I fool with Vice. Yeah.
Vice
I fool
has
with
some
They got-
decent content every once in a
Yeah,
while.
they might wait till
But-
the case is actually over before they do some stuff like that.
Yeah, but nah, if we're going to talk about specifically like Rolling Stone, I have zero confidence that they're going to do anything that's going to matter. That's not going to be a cash grab. And we saw what they did with their top 100
Oh my God, man.
MC list or whatever. It was complete trash.
And they
it
set
was-
Cardi up
So yeah, like no, I don't. They're going to have to prove themselves
on
to
this
them,
one.
to
I
me.
probably won't be
moving
watching
forward.
it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I would much rather see the Elvis Presley movie.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
bold, and I'm not buying the ticket. So
I thought you said you was gonna buy it for.
No, we're not doing no Juneteenth Elvis movie go along.
no, I'm not buying Elvis for my black friends. I'm sorry.
What'd you think, Jay Moore, man? Can this be turned into good content, or is this nosy, or is this just a
This
money
is all
grab?
just very nasty. This is all very clickbaity on the highest level.
Okay.
You know, it's nasty in the same way it was nasty for ABC to put and it was wound up on Hulu,
I know what
and
you're
they
gonna
took
say.
it down for them to do an Astro World aftermath like documentary series when it was still people trying to figure out, you know, where they were going to bury their kids and stuff like
Facts.
that.
Facts.
You know, is this a different kind of situation? Yes, it is. But at the same time, like, what are you going to tell us? Are you going to go through the court documents? Are you going to try to? Is this another way for you to spin it to make it seem like this is a continuing criminal enterprise and really put a nail in the coffin of these individuals as far as the public is concerned? You know, this sounds like it could either be a hit piece
Yeah.
or just. I mean, I don't really see anything positive coming from this.
I don't know the dynamics, as I think Terry mentioned about, you know, them not getting any bread off of it. I don't even know what contractually what this even means or how it's set up, but just sound messy to me, man.
No, it's just
I
a
don't know.
situation where it's like, oh yeah, here's another way for you know, one of these large media companies to eat off of hip hop and eat off of black tragedy. You know, because
Black trauma.
and I, like I said, I don't know or care enough about the case. I've seen a few things here and there, but I don't know what these young men did or what they didn't do. All I've heard is like a car rental and somebody was shot, and then like
A lot of people died.
when I'm looking at, you know, what I've heard, I was like, why is Gunna in prison? Like seemed like he was just a man sitting next to the man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I just feel like
Yeah.
this is, you know, they're. Like I said, I don't live in Atlanta. I don't know exactly. You know, there could be some things I'm just not privy to.
Yeah.
But, you know, when I see what they give people bonds for,
Mm-hmm.
and they won't give Gunna
Yeah, man.
a bond,
That ain't it.
this seems like something else.
Like the thing I don't get about that whole situation is not giving him a bond specifically. He literally just had an album come out, which I'm sure he would like to promote.
He was supposed to be a Summer Jam.
Supposed to be on tour on this album.
Yeah.
They're calling him a flight risk. He literally said that y'all can have direct communication with me anywhere I go, tap my phones, whatever. He's just trying to pretty much do what he signed up to do. I mean, he's made it into the music business.
Yep.
He signed to YSL. He's being crucified for being signed to YSL, essentially.
Yeah.
That's all I see.
Look, I hate to get all, you know, racy with it and get political with it, but, you know,
I love it.
there is a you know, there's a black DA down there who was supported by people who don't really support people who look like Gunna.
There we go.
Okay, let's just keep it real, because sometimes they get us to do their dirty work.
Facts.
And you know, sometimes they feel like, okay, if we throw the book at this person, then they'll know we not playing.
It's a broken window thing.
Yeah, yeah. And so here it is. You could put an ankle monitor on somebody. You could go. They said they'll pay for it, and you're still like, no, we won't grant you a bond. That just means that you're trying to make an example out of somebody for no other reason other than you can.
Right.
So when he's out and sues them for all this money that he could have made, I wonder if he'll be able to do that.
You know what? There are so many. There's so many ways that the system is never held accountable for the things it does wrong. Just like when somebody is locked up for 30 years, even though the prosecutor knew that there was something that could exonerate the person, and it comes out 30 years later, and they're
That's
like,
foul,
all right, well, here's $50,000. You know what I'm saying? Not even $1 million. Sometimes it's such a paltry amount.
I wish
for
somebody
30
would lock
years.
me up for 30
and
give
give me $25,000,
$50,000.
And still,
hell, I'm pissed off if you just give me $1 million. I need you to put me in my house and everything on top again.
You know how much time of my life you took?
Yeah, so and when you knew that there was evidence that would exonerate me, so there is just so much to protect this broken system. And like I said, I'm not trying to speak to their innocence or their guilt. All I know is when I look at what's going on with them right now, I think they're punishing them because these are very visible, very rich. Usually you give somebody $100,000 bond, there's nobody who could put up a house or the amount of property to get that person out, or $1 million bond.
It's not gonna
here
happen.
is a situation where, okay, we want to get these rich individuals and we know they got the money to put up the bond, so we're just not going to give them one.
Yep.
Yeah, if the documentary doesn't cover how like bond systems are corrupt and the whole thing, and it just covers the whole corruption of the entire system whole, like I'm not interested.
Sounds like a push for some nosy content.
No, just a way to market black
get some
trauma,
bread.
black pain.
And I hate
for
that
white
Rolling Stone is
entertainment.
behind this. That's sad.
100%. All right, man. Let's go ahead and let's get ready to wrap it up here. We still are doing our producer list, and we got Rick Rock and Shock G up tonight.
Probably I'll be able to do Rick Rock.
We got about 9.
Which one y'all want
to?
Which
do Rick Rock first because he's up next.
All right, so I got Rick Rock's discography pulled up, production discography. He's got records on All Eyes on Me, Hall of Game for E40, The Dynasty, Jay-Z. These are good albums now.
Mystical Unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
Oh, yeah, what'd he do on there?
I tried to look it up, Lone. I couldn't find what record, but I know he's
I'll
on
look it
there.
up while you talk.
Thank you. It Ain't Safe No More, Busta Rhymes. Born to Reign, Will Smith. He done worked with Will Smith. Dub C.
The Thug Will Smith.
I don't know if he was thugging back then.
He's been thugging this whole time.
Whole time.
Don't do that.
In West Philadelphia.
Yeah, born and raised.
Mace, welcome back. He worked with Razzcast, Tech Nine. The Blue Carpet Treatment, Snoop got joints on there.
Good album.
It's a good album. Let's see. The Documentary, Snoop got joints on there. So this guy's predominantly more West Coast, but he is versatile. I know he got heat because I know a lot of these joints that he has on there.
Extinction Level Event too.
Yep. Shout out to Busta. Don't know. We probably can look that one up.
Extinction Level Event. Sing the song of salvation. La la.
Stop. But no, he obviously he's worked. Richie Rich.
Ain't No Limit.
Ain't No Limit.
Oh wait, no, never mind. That was a single from it.
He even on Stupid Ego Tripping. Excuse me, that album has some heat too. So this dude is
he's starting in '96 all the way up to
2021, present day.
So
what are some of his bigger singles, bigger hits that he has?
I think the singles aren't really listed. He has
Give me some Rick Rock records that I would know.
I'm trying to think what you would know.
Some records.
They don't have any. All they have is albums that he was on.
You didn't do your research?
I'm looking. All I did was I didn't for the songs. I'm looking at All Eyes on Me right now though.
So what did he? Yeah, let's see what he did on there.
Yeah, All Eyes on Me. Where's the track list? There we go.
Production.
Wasn't on the first half. Ain't hard to find. Well, E40 and Be Legit, Sebo on book 2. I remember that.
I'd have to hear it.
Yeah,
I know it, but
I remember that. They didn't like. Did you? We still can't find on Unpredictable. That's the first one I wanted to really know.
I like his stuff isn't really listed here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Dynasty album as well. Squeeze First. That's one of my favorite joints on there.
Look, I've heard of Rick Rock, but I couldn't tell you anything that he's done, and I know he's super influential. But
he did change the game on there too.
Changed the game from
the Dynasty album.
The Dynasty album.
I'd have to hear it. I don't even. It doesn't even.
Oh, you know that one when you hear it. Even for the Beanie Siegel, The Reason.
What did he do on there?
He did.
I don't do much.
And for my N-words featuring Daz. I remember those records.
They're all right. They weren't my favorite on there.
Let's see.
I don't do much.
I loved I Don't Do Much.
Yeah, I used to rock
I like that record. Yeah.
Blue Carpet Treatment with Snoop. He did the single Candy with E40.
Oh.
MC8, Goldie Loc. I think
they had a remix with because they sampled Ladybug Mecca
sure
from
did.
_𝗀𝗱 𝗀𝗱. There's a remix out there with her on it. It's pretty dope.
Click on Fabulous album, see what he did on there.
Ghetto Fabulous. Let's see. Rick did Can't Deny It with Nate Dogg.
Yeah, it's a big
First single.
Yep, sure did. So he out here, man.
I don't know. You haven't really shown me much so far.
That's cool. We you know.
I
They
mean,
don't show anything from the group that he produced for.
I know what you're talking about. The West Coast joint.
Africa.
Make It Clap remix
Foundation.
with Sean Paul and Spliff Star. He did that.
I know the original.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming he did the original too.
Maybe.
It's basically the same record
Is it?
as far as
Yeah,
the beat
they're
is
very
concerned.
simple.
Make it
Yeah.
clap. That one?
That one long, yes. The documentary. He did
What was a documentary?
What does that say?
What year was
My
that?
effing house.
My Effing House. Thank you. I don't remember that one. I
don't
can't
remember
cap
that
on
either.
that one. I don't remember that one.
Cal, the prequel.
Yeah, Method Man. Yeah.
What songs?
I don't know. Somebody needs to get Rick Rock from his team, and he needs to put his credits on Wikipedia.
On Wikipedia.
Where I Belong featuring Mariah Carey is what he did on Extinction Level Event 2.
2. Yeah. Remember that?
Oh, okay.
He's not doing a lot of my favorite records on these albums. I mean,
He got heat though, man.
He did.
He
Some
does. I mean, I
Squeeze First is one of my favorite joints on that Dynasty album.
yeah,
That
yeah,
beat is
I
crazy.
love that record.
Click on that Ray Cash.
Ray
Tell me he
Cash.
did Bumping
Okay.
My Music.
Oh, he did Bumping My Music?
I'm trying to see if he did.
Oh, okay.
I ain't even got
this is
the.
pure OD.
Because it sounds like Rick Rock could have produced that beat. The way it
Definitely does.
sounds,
Definitely does.
But
Cash on
it don't-
delivery.
you don't say.
Yeah, they don't have the credits listed, which is weird. Now Rick got some slaps though, man. Let's go ahead and jump to the list.
Okay.
Lone is not that impressed.
Sorry, man.
I respect
I've
it
been
though.
asking questions.
You have,
you know,
yeah. We
it's
tried.
like-
We tried to dig. We dug deep. I'm trying to make sure as I go through here. What about Thug Lord by Yuckmouth? Did you get that
you know
album?
he doesn't know that.
I know of Yuckmouth, but I'm not a fan of Yuckmouth.
How about Hall of Game?
That's a good
It's an
album.
I don't
E40
even know.
record, yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Is that E40?
Yeah, Circumstances with the Loonies. Selly Sale.
Let's just jump into it. These are a bunch of stuff I wouldn't listen to.
Okay.
I mean, if you do, it's all good. You know?
Yeah, I respect it. Influence. Impact on peers and upcoming producers.
5.
I'm gonna go higher than that.
I'll do.
I'll
don't
do
know.
7 on that.
Yeah, I'm thinking more 7.
Because
6.
low key, he's one of those people that are like your favorite producer's favorite producer type of stuff.
Why is
I'm
it
gonna go
not-
5 too, only because I'm a producer and he hasn't influenced me, and I don't know any of his work,
Lone.
and I try to pay attention to this stuff. So
No, that's it. Yeah, I know you do. For some reason it's not letting me type the numbers in. Can you do the scores?
no.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean you can't type them in?
Yeah, I got the doc pulled up, but it's not letting me. Like I always do, but it's not letting me type them in. Let me try it again. Hold on, real.
Yeah. Let me do.
This is
everything
live.
for you. Let me do
This is
everything
Excel
for you.
switch
All right.
proficiency.
All right. So Terry, you said 7.
Yeah, I gave him 7 on Influence.
Jay Moore said
5.
5. Mike, you said
I'm
what?
with 7.
7. I'm gonna do 5.
All right, versatility. How versatile are the hip hop records?
He definitely has a sound.
I'll give him a 7.
Try harder.
I know, right?
What you gotta say?
I'm going 7.
Yeah, I say 7.
6. Doing this based upon like 2 records that I've heard.
Collaborators.
But based upon like the types of artists that he's working with, I think I can kind of fuse together the type of sound that he.
I agree. I think you
The
can.
heavy West Coast bounce.
Yeah. You know what West Coast beats sound like.
Yeah, even the Jay-Z records or the Beanie records.
Well, yeah, those were definitely
Like I
West
don't
Coast.
do much, and
Yeah, I like the records, but overall I wasn't super impressed by them. So
Collaborators, different hip hop styles and artists. Now we mentioned Jay-Z.
I'll
we
say
mentioned-
7 on that
Yeah, he
because
does
he's
it.
not all just West Coast artists.
No, I'll give him an 8.
I'm gonna echo Jay more on that one with an 8.
yeah, I mean he's West Coast. He also went down south, so I'll give him an 8 on that.
All right, so big hits, cult classics, and big hits and cult classics from the producer.
He's got a few hits.
6.
6.
Yeah, I'd probably say 6.
I like 5.
Wow.
I'm gonna go 5.
Consistency of quality material released.
Now
So
he's
he's been doing it since '96.
he's very
nonstop.
consistent to me. I'm going 8.
Yeah, I would probably say 8 on consistency.
7.
I'm gonna go say 7 for the simple fact that he's continuing to do it.
How great is their overall body of work?
7.
7.
I like 7. It's respectable. Definitely respectable. You got some heat.
Okay.
How often are the songs great from their beats?
I'm gonna go 6.
6.
Yeah, I'll ride with 6.
I rock with a 7.
Kevin Samuel says you can't use no.
Recipes kept 7.
Melodic elements.
I'm gonna go with 8 on my life.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Did
I'm gonna go.
he was kind of original. Was his stuff more original?
He got a lot of original music.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8 on that.
You guys all said 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in with an 8 on that one.
Records I remember were okay.
Drums. How great are the producer's drum programming?
I'll probably say about 7.
I'm gonna give him an 8 because I know he got some slaps.
I'll give him a 7, but I mean, because 7 is well above average. So
Yeah, he's not
not-
hogtied.
no.
Yeah, he's not hogtied.
I'll just 7, I guess.
That'll do it for him.
I'm gonna send you a. You right with some Rick Rock. Was 6.9 long? Is
You
what
can't
I said?
even tell me any of the names right now.
I mean, I know. I'm gonna go do my what you say. Do your homework. I'm gonna go do my homework for you. I'll find them.
6.9
Yeah,
total. Okay.
yeah, it's not bad. Hold on.
that's not hogtie.
It's reasonable.
That's respectable score right there.
That puts him over Zaytoven, which is
Yeah.
going to be controversial with some people.
Oh man,
Yeah,
somebody
it is.
gonna try to light us up in the comments about Zaytoven when they see it.
Puts him well over Beats by the Pound.
Oh my God.
They didn't do too well, huh?
No, they didn't.
Yeah, not too well.
We're in the game of averages.
All right, man. We said we just gonna do Rick Rock.
Yeah,
Stop
we're
there.
over an hour. So.
Okay. All right, man. That's gonna do it for the show. We appreciate you all as always. Remember, newoldheads.com for all the education you need as regards to us. Stick around for the post show. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yeah.
In a minute.
Bye.